afternoon, everyone. Thank you for taking time off on a Saturday afternoon to attend the Age of Elegance. My name is Christina, and I will be your MC for today. So the Age of Elegance seminar is proudly brought to you by Prime Magazine, and we would also like to thank the following who supported the event: Bay Audio, FlexiSec, Green Life, SPMC, and TricoCare. So we hope that you'll be empowered with knowledge and understanding on the topics from today's talk. Okay, so our first talk today is going to be on hearing loss. Hearing loss can make even simple things like following a conversation in a noisy cafe or hearing the telephone ring very difficult. These limitations can eventually lead to isolation and depression. Ms. April Chong is here to share more about hearing loss and important advancements in hearing aid technology. Ms. April Chong is currently the head of sales as well as clinical excellence of the sales and marketing department in Sivantos Private Limited. With her vast clinical experience as regional chief trainer and audiologist, she works passionately with stakeholders and business partners to ensure high-quality clinical standards and product knowledge are being practiced by audiologists and hearing care professionals in the region. So let's put our hands together to welcome Ms. Chong.
Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Now, show of hands, how many of you were stuck in the traffic just now? Raise up your hands, please. Yeah, quite a few of you, yeah. Okay, I was stuck in the traffic, so I hope that this presentation will make your time worthwhile. Okay, I'm April. I'm from Sivantos. Probably you have never heard of Sivantos, but you all would know who is which company is called Siemens. Have you heard of Siemens before? Yes, Sivantos used to be called Siemens Medical Instruments. So we recently got carved out of our parent company, and we are right now, it's just a hearing company called Sivantos. But actually, our history spans more than 140 years in this industry. So we're the pioneers in this industry. So I'm very privileged, and I feel very honored to be here to share with you all a little bit about what hearing loss is about. Okay, now, all of you know we have 5 senses, right? 5 senses, right? So, which one comes to your mind when you think about the 5 senses? Sight, some more? Smell, some more? Hearing, okay. Touch. Yep, face, okay. One more. Face, yes, I heard face. Taste, okay, taste. One more. I guess the physicalness, right, the agility, right? But you see, right, when we talk about senses, usually the first thing that comes to your head is what? Sight, correct? And then smell, and then taste. Why? Because when someone has an eyesight problem, right, it's very visible, right? Even if you have eyesight problem or if you see someone on the road that is really very vision impaired, right? You can tell, correct? You can see that they need help with crossing the road. But when someone has a hearing problem, you can't tell. Am I right? You can't tell. Yeah? So in many cases, we realize that actually having a hearing impairment is a hidden thing. So not many people know about it. All right, and because not many people know about it, not many people actually act on it. Okay, so just a thought to let you all know, okay? All right, and another question before I move on. What is your thought about sounds? How are sounds produced? Any idea? Yeah, who's that? Hands up, vibration, very good. Yeah, sounds are made of vibration. Okay, hello, no problem, have a seat. Yep, sounds are made of vibration. Okay, now, any idea in terms of the ear, right? The ear is a hearing organ. How many people think, how many parts of the ear do we have? Tricky question. Do you think it's 1 part, 2 parts, 4 parts? Or April is just trying to challenge you? Inner and outer ear, very close, that's 2 parts. 3, okay, tell me, what are the 3? Inner, okay, outer, middle, and inner. Where's your outer ear? Yeah, the one that you can see, right? And then your middle ear is actually where the eardrum is, plus your ear bones. And the inner ear is your hearing organ, which is what we call cochlea. Okay, now I won't say too much. I will play a video. Okay, it can be a bit audiological, very clinical, but I'll explain a bit more as we go along. Okay? Okay, yeah? Okay, I'll play the video.
Our world is full of infinite sounds.
Okay, look at that video over
But how
there.
do we actually perceive them? Sounds are collected by the outer ear, which consists of the auricle and the external auditory canal. The sound is guided through the ear canal to the middle ear. The sound arrives at the eardrum, a flexible circular membrane, which starts to vibrate when sound waves strike it. The sound waves are passed on by the movement of the eardrum to the middle ear. In the middle ear are 3 tiny bones, referred to as the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup. Collectively, they are known as the ossicular chain. These form a bridge from the eardrum to the entrance of the inner ear. Their interaction increases and amplifies the sound vibrations further before these are relayed fully into the inner ear via the oval window. In the inner ear is the cochlea, which is similar in shape to a snail shell. It contains several membranous sections which are filled with watery fluids. When the sound waves vibrate the oval window, the fluid begins to move, thus setting minute hair cells in motion. These hair cells then transform the vibrations into electrical impulses, which are sent via the auditory nerve and onto the brain. What we call noises are actually just sound waves, which are transmitted through the air. Signia. Life sounds brilliant.
Okay, so that was a very, I would say, very audiological, very clinical way of explaining how the ear works, okay? But there's 3 parts, okay? Your outer ear, all right? And then there's your middle ear. Your middle ear comprises of your eardrum as well as the 3 small bones, okay? Just a general knowledge question, right? The smaller bones in your body are actually the ear bones. Okay, the middle ear, all right? And then after that, it gets transferred, the sounds, okay, all the way into your inner ear, all right? And your inner ear has what we call a cochlea, your hearing organ. And inside the hearing organ, so we'll bring you to the next slide, okay, there are your hair cells. These hair cells can't be seen with your naked eye, okay? Not like the hair on your hand, or not the hair on your legs, or not the hair on your head. These hair cells are very, very tiny, okay? So when you are born, you have a lot of hair cells, okay? More than 30,000 hair cells. But as we age along the way, we have less and less hair cells, okay? So if you see here, we have what we call the outer hair cells, and we have the inner hair cells. So these are very healthy hair cells, okay? Now, I'm going to do a very quick exercise. So I will get 2 volunteers. Can I get 2 volunteers with me? 2 volunteers? Shall I nominate? Okay, how about I get you? All right, and can I get yourself as well since you're right at the front? Yes. Yeah. Yes. As a volunteer. You okay? You comfortable? Okay. No, you just have to stand here. Okay? Okay, no worries. Okay, so this is a straw, okay? Get you to hold on to this straw, and yourself as well. Okay, I want you to face everyone. Hold on to the straw. Okay, and then I'll get you to move the straw. Can you move the straw? Like, basically you do this. Like that, right? How's the straw like? It's like a mess, right? So just picture that, right? This is your hair cells over the years when you have a hearing problem, a hearing loss. Yes. And can you go back to original shape? No, cannot. Thanks for your contribution. Can we give her a round of applause? Thank you. You can't really see because it's a transparent straw. But another very good example, today I was brushing my teeth in the morning, right? And I realized, this is also a very good example. Not a very good thing to show, but this is my toothbrush, right? So at the beginning, it's very, very clean and very, very straight. The bristles are very straight, right? So I think I've used it for maybe a month already. Time to change, Yeah, but you can see, all right? This is not the worst, but you can see that the bristles are actually slanted already. Can you go back to original shape? No. Okay? So think about this. This is actually how your hair cells are. And is this a normal process? Do you think it's a normal or abnormal process? Show of hands. Normal or abnormal? Normal. Put our hands. Normal? Put our hands, yeah? Up. Okay? Abnormal? Abnormal? Don't be shy if you think it's abnormal. It's actually very normal, okay? As you age, all right? It's all part and parcel of life. As you age, your hair cells actually die off, all right? And some of them, they won't be straight. They will be slanted. Okay, it's just like our body, right? We start to hunch a little bit. I mean, of course, we have to keep ourselves healthy, but we do get, I would say, wear and tear. All right, your hair cells get wear and tear, okay? So this is actually a picture of unhealthy hair cells, noise-induced hair cells. Can you see that? So these are your inner hair cells and your outer hair cells. So some are already missing. Can you see the gaps? Some are missing already, right? Yeah, and then, see? I mean, sing it already, crooked already. Can you see now? Right? Okay? So I would say when you cross the age of 40, 50, more or less your hair cells will slowly deplete by quite a bit, all right? And then they will also get crooked and unhealthy. But that's all part of normal aging process. Nothing to be ashamed of. Okay? Okay. Moving on, So how big is this issue? Okay? In the world, 9% of the world has hearing impairment. Okay? Some sort of hearing loss. Okay? That translates to about 550 million people in the world that has hearing loss. Okay, now, I am an audiologist. Those of you that can't hear me well will think that I'm a geologist, right? Usually I say, hi, I'm April, I'm an audiologist. And then they'll be like, oh, you're a geologist. I say, no, I'm an audiologist, right? So audiologist. So I'm an audiologist. Pretty much, if you know, I'm a hearing care specialist. Okay, so I grew up in Singapore, right? But I went to Melbourne to do my degree, my master's, okay? And at that time, I was a clinical audiologist. In Australia, having hearing problem, it's not as a shy thing as compared to in this part of the world, the Asia part of the world, okay? Now, a rule of thumb, okay? Normally we say, if you are above 50 years old, all right, 50% of the people more or less have some hearing loss. When you're 60 years and above, more or less 60% of the people have hearing loss. Rule of thumb, okay? So when you're 70 years old and above, more or less 70% have some kind of hearing loss. Okay? So obviously when you grow older, at 80 years old and above, definitely the chances of having your hearing loss is even higher. Okay? Okay? But it's not, I don't want you all to think that having a hearing loss is a disability as well. Okay? Yes, it affects your life, but it is not completely what we call deaf. Most people, when they have a hearing loss, you're not completely deaf. All right? A lot of people think, oh, hearing loss means I'm deaf. No. That means you completely cannot hear. Yes, there are certain cases that are such like that, but most of the time, you can hear partially, right? It's just like when you wear glasses, correct? When you wear glasses, you can see without the glasses, but very blur, correct? Then you put on the glasses, then you can see. Yeah, but do you think you are blind? You're not blind, correct? Same thing. When you can't hear, doesn't mean you're deaf. Doesn't mean that you completely can't hear. You just probably cannot catch some of the sounds. Okay? Okay, so hearing loss can happen to anyone as well. There are cases where, children are born with hearing disability. Okay, it could be because of genetics, all right, or in the developing countries or the underdeveloped countries, right, where they don't have access to immunization. Then things like mumps, rubella, or even a very bad viral epidemic can actually cause hearing loss as well. Okay, teenagers can also. Why? How many of you here have teenagers or have grandchildren? Show of hands. Up, up, up. You mean only so few only, meh? Cannot be, right? How many have grandchildren here? Children and grandchildren. Children and grandchildren, come on. Now, there is research that show that lately, more and more younger people, right? Teenagers, young adults, they also have hearing loss. Why? That's right. Listen to loud music. So when you think about, your grandchildren going to disco or clubbing, right? Yeah, they are actually putting their ears at risk as well. Okay? So let's talk a little bit about how we can protect our hearing, right? Okay? Even for your grandchildren or your children, these are knowledge that you can share with them. Okay? The magic number is 85. Okay, remember, magic number, not 88. I know we all like 88, 888. Okay, but the magic number is 85. Okay, at 85 decibels. Sounds are measured in decibels. That's the measurement. Okay, so at 85 decibels and above means it's very, very, it becomes unhealthy. Okay, so what does it mean? Now, let's say, right, the leaf rustling, the leaves rustling, some of you probably cannot hear. I think not some, most of you can hear. The leaves rustling, okay? Or like, you do this. That's actually about maybe 0 to 10 decibels, yeah? So, our normal conversations, like if I talk to her like that, okay? Normal conversation is about 50 or even 70 for someone that speaks a bit more animatedly, like myself. Yeah, if I speak Cantonese with my grandmother, lehoma. Yeah, usually it's about 70, 75, 80. Okay, all right. So you can see, moderate rainfall is already 50 decibels. Conversations usually about 60 to 70 decibels. Traffic. Singapore, maybe traffic still 70, but traffic in Manila, traffic in Jakarta, I can tell you it's not 70. Ba, ba, very loud. All right, it goes up to 80, okay? Noisy restaurants, 80 decibels. It's almost to the dangerous decibel already. Dangerous decibel is how many number? What's the number? The magic number I told you. What's the magic number? 85. That's a dangerous decibel number, okay? So you see, even at restaurants, you are close to there already. When you use the vacuum cleaner, that's about there too, 80 decibels, okay? And then motorcycles, lawnmower, for those of you who live in a bungalow or a landed property, when you see people mowing the lawn, that's actually very noisy as well. Okay, so that's about 90 decibels. Wow, look at this. This one is so common. Blow dryer. How many of you use your hair dryer to blow your hair? A lot of us, right? I do too. Okay, and that is actually how much? 100 decibels. So every day we are exposed to all this sounds, okay? And then as it goes up, in a rock band. So if your grandchild or your children says, oh, grandma, grandpa, or dad and mom, I'm going to a live rock concert. So it's about 120 decibel, very loud. Okay, and then the highest here that we have here will be a jet engine, 130. So when you're on the runway at the plane, all right, it's about 130, the turbine, the engine sound. And then the shotgun. Who of you, okay, some of you would have gone to the army, right? And then you shoot the gun, right? Yeah, that's about 140 decibels. That's why actually quite a lot of military men that join the military or in the army, they serve their years and they use the guns, they actually have some kind of hearing loss as well. Okay, that's very common. Okay, so an idea. So what is the magic number again? What's the magic number? 85, okay? 85, okay. A little thing, another thing to note is not just about how loud the sounds, but how long you are exposed to. Okay? At 85 decibel, the longest you can expose yourself to is 8 hours. Okay? But every increment by 3 decibels, the amount of time should be halved. You get what I mean? So if the special Asian number is 88 decibel, right? 88 decibel means you need to cut the duration by half, which means 80 divided by 2 is 4. 4 hours only. Okay? So imagine, right? Hey, hair dryer, blow dryer, it was 100, right? How long should you be? Maximum? 25 minutes. Okay, obviously you won't blow dry your hair for too long lah. Okay, but can you imagine those hairdressers? They use the hair dryer whole day. They are exposed to all this as well, yeah? Okay? So, very important. So the number of hours that you're exposed to the sounds, all right, also matter. Okay? Which means if your grandchildren goes to a live band concert, and I'm sure they don't just go there for 15 minutes, right? They go there for longer. All right? They are really putting their ears at risk of dangerous sounds. Okay? So far, everybody with me, Okay, any questions? Please put up your hands. I think you're still very intrigued by the straw. Yeah, remember the straw, okay? All right. So, how do we prevent hearing loss? Okay, now, at this stage, right, most of you would have some form of hearing loss, okay? But you can still prevent it from getting worse. So, what are the few ways? One would be turn down the volume. I mean, it's common sense, but as the world develops, common sense becomes not so common anymore, yeah? So I have to remind you all, okay? First, turn down the volume. Okay? Don't wait till it hurts. When you know people are like, hey, why is it so loud? Turn it down. Okay, but I know sometimes when you turn down, you can't hear. Okay? Turn it down. Then walk away. So if you're in a construction site, bong, 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 bong. Don't go and walk towards it, please. Walk away from it. Okay? What other examples? This is during the Chinese New Year, you have all the lion dance and the dragon dance, right? Yes. As much as you want to take very lovely pictures, but please do walk away because these sounds are very, very loud. Okay? Very, very loud. And then, what about this? Ge Tai. I'm not saying you cannot go to Ge Tai and enjoy the music, but don't sit all the way to the front. Okay, if you sit to the front, near the speakers, yeah, you'll be exposed to loud sounds. And I can guarantee you it's more than 90 decibels. Yeah, so do you think it's right? Enjoy better lah. Then later your ears how? Right, yeah. Loud, I mean, it depends, right? Most people, when they calibrate their speakers, right? I think mine would be about 75. Right now, the loudspeaker. No, I think maybe about 80, 85. Quite loud, but at least the acoustics are good lah. I mean, at least I'm not like right in front of you. Yeah, and I'm only talking. Can you imagine when there's sounds or like crash cymbals, bang, that kind, you know? Yeah, then it gets quite explosive, huh? Okay, so first thing is turn the volume down. Second, walk away from the sound source. Okay, what's the third one? Use hearing protection. Okay, what does it mean? Okay, if you were to if you happen to actually work in the airline industry, or maybe you witness someone that works in the airline industry, right? At Changi Airport, when you see, usually they should be wearing hearing protection, okay? Like headphones or masks, or they wear some sort of hearing protection plugs, okay? So if you are working in such an environment, or even if you have exposure to like loud machinery, if you work in a factory, okay, with a lot of loud sounds, okay, then you have to wear hearing protection as well, okay? Now, make a guess. This one actually, one of my team members, my colleagues, okay, she's here actually, she told me she actually measured measure how much the sound is. I mean, how loud the sounds are when she's standing at the MRT platform. Make a guess. How loud? 91 decibels. It's quite loud. Quite loud, yeah? And imagine when the train comes, it's going to be even louder. Okay, so try to stand away from the tracks for safety purpose and also for your ears, okay? All right, so make sure you try to wear hearing protections. Oh, and one more thing I want to say, those who actually go to F1, please. Yeah, I never go F1. Maybe because it's my occupation. Yeah, so I know, oh, that place is very bad for my ears. So I don't really encourage myself or my good friends to go, or my loved ones. Yeah, but if you do go, please wear hearing protection. Okay? Okay? Same thing, you see all the stars and the performers, they are also advised to wear musician earplugs. So especially like the drummers, all right, the live band performers, all right, they should be wearing musician earplugs. So these earplugs actually attenuate, so bring down the noise level so that it doesn't harm their ears. Okay, so if you have any relatives or your children and your grandchildren actually plays in a band, please recommend them to get musician earplugs, okay, to protect their ears. All right? Okay, now, when we talk about the ears, right, what is another common topic would be wax. Is wax bad or not? Show of hands, how many people here think wax is bad? Put out your hands. Why so shy? 1, 2, 3, anybody? 5? How many think wax is good? Wow, quite a lot, huh? Okay, so, well, actually the answer is, some wax is good, but too much wax is not good. It's just like eating food, right? Yeah? So if you eat in moderation, it's fine, but the too much of certain food is not good for your health. Okay? So actually having some wax in your ears is totally fine. It's actually good. Why? Because wax serves like an antibacterial agent. It prevents bugs, bacteria, virus from traveling into your ears, right into your ear. Okay? So it's actually like an antibacterial function. Okay? It also serves as lubricant. Okay? It keeps your ears moist. Okay? Because if your ears are very dry, you are very prone to infection. Okay? So actually having some wax is fine. Okay? But too much wax, then it can be a problem because then no sounds don't really get into the middle ear and the inner ear as well. So what happens when there's too much wax? What would you do? This is the question that I'm very scared to ask. But what do you do when you have a lot of wax in your ears? So if some wax, don't touch. But what would you do if there's a lot of wax in the ears? Put oil, okay? Olive oil, good. That's a very good thing to say. Yeah, very good solution. Anything else? I'm sure more than half of you are guilty of this. Yeah, some people like to use cotton bud, right? Yeah, okay, let's see. This. Wrong. Cannot use cotton bud. Don't use cotton bud. And don't use all, all these very tiny apparatuses. Why? You know, there's an old saying, don't ever put anything in your ear that's smaller than the elbow. Yeah. So there's a funny saying in our industry. Don't even put anything that's smaller than the ear in your elbow. You cannot put anything in the ear that's smaller than your elbow, which means basically don't put anything in your ear. Okay? Because, you see, the more you try to use the cotton bud and then try to get the wax out, you don't know how you're doing it, and most of the time you're actually pushing the wax further in. Yeah, so the more you push in, the harder you can get it out. But you don't know, you see. So you're pushing further in, and then it's touching the eardrum, which is the middle part of your ear already. Okay? Yeah? So what is the best way? What is the best way, right? The best way is, yes, what you can do is you can put some oil, all right? Or you go to the pharmacy and get some wax drops, okay? And then just put a few dips in your ear, all right, before you go to bed. And then some people, they actually put some quite a sizable amount of wool all right, so that it will soak up the wax. That means the wax drops actually soften the wax and then it will absorb. Okay? Otherwise, if you think your wax is really hard, rock solid, right? And even by putting the wax drops, it's not making any difference, then you have to see a doctor. Okay? Because the doctor will have the medical expertise to remove it for you. Okay? Don't try and use cotton bud. Please do not. Okay? All right? All right. I mean, this is just a kind of a common habit that most people do. So don't blame yourself for that. All right? It's something that you learn every day. Okay? Okay? Now, how do you know you have a hearing loss? First, is hearing loss common? Yes. Is hearing loss common? Yes. Does it mean you're deaf? No, good. Same thing, You can have an eyesight problem, but doesn't mean that you're blind, okay? Same thing. Always think about that. Okay, so what are some common symptoms or telltale signs when you have a hearing loss? Okay, wife, please take notes now, wives. Okay, but I think some of the ladies here also might have hearing loss, okay? First thing, okay, you struggle listening to conversations. Usually, if it's one-to-one, at home, one-to-one, no problem, because very quiet. No interference. So when you talk, hey, I can hear you, you can hear me. But when you go out to a noisier place, okay, where there are people talking around you, then you find that you'll struggle. Okay? So what do you normally do? When you hear a lot of people talking around you, you cannot follow conversations. So what do people normally do? I heard somebody say, shut. Shut. You will shout or you ask people to talk louder? Yes. So usually you will say, hey, can you talk louder? I can't hear you. Right? What else? Can you repeat yourself? Huh? What do you say? Can you repeat yourself? Sorry, what do you say again? Excuse me? Yes? Oh, you mean, yeah, your house has a cat, is it? No. I didn't say my house has a cat. Yeah, I said my house cat is fat. Yeah. Then huh? What do you say again? Yeah? So you always find that you're repeating yourself, right? And you always get people to repeat. So that's very common symptoms, right? You get people to talk louder, or even yourself you talk louder. Why would you talk louder when you have a hearing loss? That's right, because you can't hear yourself as well. It's true. You can't hear yourself, you talk louder. It's true. My grandma talks very loud. Then I'll be like, yeah, okay, 婆婆，你講細聲啲 soft，我聽得到。Yeah, but she doesn't know that, huh? Yeah. Correct. Very common, okay? And you repeat. Now, when you get people to repeat, how will people feel? One time, okay lah, I repeat. 2 times, I repeat. 3 times, do you think they will repeat? You're like, I think all of you are guilty of it, right? When your parents are asking you the same thing a few years ago. Right. Mary, I can't hear you. What do you say again? I said, blah, 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 blah. Huh? What did you just say again? I said, yeah, so again, what do you say? Okay, like enough. Right? Usually, our patience wear out, right? Yeah, but I can see a lot of like guilty faces. Yeah, slowly covering your eyes, moving away. No, okay? But this is just really common human behavior, right? When you ask them to repeat, when you ask people to repeat, 1-2 times probably. After that, their patience might wear off. Then they get annoyed. All right? And many a times, the person who has a hearing loss will feel what? Neglected. Right? They feel, oh, why they don't like me, don't talk to me. Correct. It is actually really very common. Really, really. Then the younger ones will say, old already, so now. It's true. It's very, very common. Right? And say, she can't hear lah, but don't bother. Some of them might feel that way, or they might say those things, right? Okay? So repeat. Another thing is, you turn the volume of the TV louder. How many guilty of this? Wow, all not guilty. I saw some hands. Yes, you turn your TV very loud, right? Sometimes I go and visit some church aunties and uncles, right? And then when I go, before I even go to their house, I can hear already. I know that they're at home because the TV is very loud. Yeah, they turn the TV very, very loud. Okay, that's one of the very common symptoms. Okay? Okay? Now, this is a simple checklist Shall we do the exercise together? But please be honest with yourself, okay? Okay. When do you often think that the people around you mumble and don't speak loudly enough? 1, 2, 3. Show of your hands. I like your honesty. Thank you. Thank you. Hands up. You mean you don't complain that people don't mumble? Okay, think reflection Okay, has anybody told you that they often have to repeat things for you? Okay, your children or your friends. Is it hard for you to understand when someone talks to you from behind or from the side? Even you also, your family, Yeah. So imagine, right? Imagine here, and I'm talking to you, and then someone talking to me from the back. That's how you feel. Okay, so you always feel that people are talking to you from as if you're from the back. Okay? Hard for you to understand when people talk to you from the back. Okay? Fourth one, does it take a lot of effort for you to understand someone if they talk quietly or whisper? I tell you, right? Yeah, actually sometimes they're not even whispering. But to you it's like whispering. Hey, why you don't share the secret with me? Right? Why you so exclusive? Right? Okay? Does it take a lot of trouble hearing high-pitched sounds like music, children's voices? Come on, how many of you all have trouble understanding your grandchildren's voices? Hands up. Or you all don't even know. Probably don't even know, right? Grandchildren's voices. When was the last time you heard the birds chirping? This morning. Okay, maybe your birds are really chirping well. From the trees, okay. And do you remember it chirping the way it was years ago? Not sure. Okay. All right. Is it difficult for you to follow conversations in loud environments? Yeah, especially in a group of people. Right? When you go for gatherings, group activities, right? Yeah, where a lot of people are talking at the same time. Okay? Do you tend to go out less because it is hard for you to follow other people's conversations? Do you? I hope not. But actually, to be very honest, a lot of people, when they have a hearing loss, they find that they annoy their friends or their loved ones. Then to save everyone the trouble, they rather not join them. And then they get socially withdrawn. Okay? It is really, really prevalent, very common, okay? Has anyone ever asked you to turn down the volume of your TV or your radio? I can hear some laughter there. Yeah. Do you have difficulties hearing someone at the other end of the telephone? Or nobody calls you already, huh? Oh, WhatsApp, wow. Modern, good. Okay, and do you have trouble recognizing the direction from which a car is approaching? So sometimes when you're on the road, when you're walking down the road, you don't know that the car is actually coming from the left or the right. Sense of direction, not so good. Okay, these are some questions that you should ask yourself, okay? All right? Okay, now, I also want to talk a little bit about frequencies. This is when we talk a little bit more about you're not deaf, but when you have a hearing loss, okay, what sounds are you actually missing out? Okay, now, sounds, we measure sounds via the loudness, right? Can you see? This is the y-axis. So the louder it gets, is the further down it goes. Okay, so you see the leaves is right at the top. And then the jackhammer and the planes are right at the bottom. So the louder it is, the lower it gets. And then on your x-axis is where the different pitch of the sounds are. We call them frequencies. We measure them in frequencies. So for instance, right, let's say men's voices tend to be more low-pitched. As a female, my voice is actually quite low-pitched as well. Okay? Children's voices are actually higher-pitched. Okay? And whispers, soft and high-pitched. See the birds are high-pitched and soft as well. Can you see that? Okay? All right, see the baby is quite loud, mid-pitch, piano, there's a range. Okay? So, the consonants Okay, no, vowels like A, E, I, O, U. Okay, they are usually around here, and the consonants like the f, sh, k, t, p. Can you hear? I make it very loud. F, t, sh, k, p. Okay, these are consonants, and they are high pitch and softer. Okay, now let's do an exercise. I must keep you all very active. Okay, because now it's afternoon already. Everyone have lunch already. Tend to fall asleep. Okay. Okay, you see this, right? What does it say? Mother went to the supermarket. Very good. Give yourself a clap. Very good. Okay, mother went to the supermarket, right? Okay, what about this? Anybody want to try? Are you, is it are you? Have you? I can hear some people getting there already. Anybody want to have a try? Then anybody want to try? The lady over there in the white shirt, what do you say? Have. No, you almost there. Okay. So that I won't pinpoint anyone. It's have your hearing checked today. So what's missing? What's missing on this sentence? The consonants, right? Have your hearing checked today. Right? K, ch. These are high frequency sounds and they are softer. So normally when you have a hearing loss, okay, the first few things is really the consonants that you're losing. So normally you tend to misunderstand. That means you say, no, I can hear, but I don't understand. Why you don't understand? It's actually you're picking up the wrong sounds. Then you try to make up for it. Guess, Try to guess. Oh, yeah. You said your house has a cat, right? Then, no, I didn't say my house has a cat. Yeah, I'm saying that my house has a bat. Okay? B and k. Okay? Okay, so just want to share with you all that a local study was done in February this year. It says that local hearing loss is linked to dementia. All right, what's dementia? You all know, right? Short-term memory loss. Frustration comes to play. When you have hearing loss, you get frustrated. Okay? Because you feel that people don't understand you, and you don't understand people. You get frustrated. What else? You get misunderstood. You don't understand me, you don't know me. Yeah, my father liked to say that. You don't know me. I'm like, oh, Dad. Yeah, misunderstanding, right? Yeah, and gradually you feel you have lower self-esteem, not so confident about yourself, right? Okay, and then you get isolated, you withdrawn yourself out from gatherings, okay? You get depressed. This is very, very, very true, yeah? When I was an audiologist in Australia, okay, I went to a nursing home. And then one of the nurses told me, oh, don't bother to see this man. He has dementia. Yeah. And they clinically diagnosed this person with depression. So I was like, oh, okay. It's about a 75-year-old man. Okay. So I said, but I have time, right? So I did some hearing check for everybody. So I checked his hearing. And then he has a severe hearing loss. So the next time when I went, I fitted him with hearing aids, right? And he could hear much better. And then you realize that actually he doesn't have dementia. Yeah? Because once he had his hearing aids on, right, he could actually remember what the nurses told him to do. And then you guess what? When I saw the nurse, right, she felt really guilty. Yeah, really. Okay? So, and loneliness as well. Okay? When you have hearing, some people when they have hearing loss, they withdraw themselves, they get lonely as well. Okay? So don't think that it's a very small thing. Just let it go. Okay? So how to help your hearing loss? Some people think that you have to go for surgery. No, not really. This is what we call a hearing device. all right, hearing device. It amplifies the sounds that you can't hear so that you can hear better, okay, and more clearly. Now, just a little bit, what kind of hearing aids are there in the market? Okay, there are the ones that are called pocket aid, the body-worn one. Gone already, no more already. Those are very old school ones. Okay, then you have the behind the ear one, goes behind the ear. You have the receiver in canal one. This one is the most popular style now in the world. Okay, if you see here, can you see? It's just here. Very, very inconspicuous. So people have this wrong mentality or this wrong idea that hearing aids are big and bulky and ugly and chunky. Don't let people know that I cannot hear. Then, my grandma is 88 years old. She wears a receiver in canal hearing aids. Okay, managing it very well. Then there's also the custom hearing aids that's customized and worn in the ear. And there are also what we call the instant feed ones. Okay, where you don't even have to take an impression. Okay, now, so this is what we call like a handimel, yeah? The shape is like a toucan. But why we have that icon is because we want to show you that actually the hearing aid is actually very small, see? It's just like that. Very, very small, very tiny. Okay? Okay, I know somebody's telling me my time is going to be up already, okay? But I'm assuming that there's no Q&A, so give me a little time, okay? Now, a few more things that I want to show is hearing aids are also very easy to manage. Don't feel that they are very difficult to manage, okay? They are rechargeable, hassle-free, very convenient. You don't have to keep changing the batteries. You just pop. It's like phone, the phone at home. You just got to put it on the charging station. Same thing, okay? You just pop it in, and it lasts very long. Okay, you have different things like nowadays hearing aids are not just hearing aids, all right, or hearing device. You also have other ways of controlling the hearing device. So you can download, a lot of you are actually taking photo, right? You all have smartphones. You can actually have download a free app into your phone and use it as a remote control to control the volume of the hearing device. All right, very, very intuitive. Those people who play Candy Crush, I'm sure you know how to control the app. Okay? And then you can also have other things where you can stream the TV volume right into the hearing device as well. Okay? All right. Hearing device is very small because last time computer chip is so big, and now the chips are so small. Very, very, very small. Cannot be seen by your naked eye. And they have a lot of transistors. Transistors means the more the number of transistors, the faster the processing speed. Okay? Which means it won't take up so much batteries as well. Okay? Okay, now these are all the big words that we audiologists know, but you don't have to worry about it, okay? Because when you see a hearing care professional, they will tell you, I want to show you all this slide. Why? Because I don't want you all to get shocked when you actually go and see a hearing care professional, whether it's an audiologist in the hospital or a hearing care professional in the private center. All right, don't get shocked when you see these numbers, okay? Remember, the chip in the hearing aid is so tiny, so small. It all comes with a lot of R&D, research and development, okay? So they all are in there to make the sounds very comfortable. So that when you put it on your ears, it's not painful, all right? So basically, all right, it goes in different levels. So the basic ones can range from this price, the essential ones can range from this. So you see, the more the function, the more you will have to invest. Okay? Why I flash this is because we also have to have realistic expectations. Because if you're only gonna get hearing aids at this price, you also cannot say that, oh, I want to expect to hear music very well or reverberant hall very well. So it's all about expectations. Okay? Okay. All right. Now, so how can hearing aids help you? Effective communication. Which means when you can hear better, more comfortably, your children don't have to strain to repeat themselves or speak louder. Okay? Healthier relationships. Okay? You have more confidence. You can attend more social activities. You feel young. And most importantly, you get happy. Okay? Remember, hearing loss, all right, is a hidden kind of impairment. But doesn't mean that you're deaf. Okay? Okay, now, I want to end by this last video, okay?
Worldwide, more than 320 million people are affected by hearing loss. In this series, we'll meet 3 such people and join them on their journey back to hearing. Harvey Patterson of Los Angeles, California, Danielle Shendell of Memphis, Tennessee, and Robert Seidler of Soft Choppy, Florida. Our story begins with Harvey.
I noticed I was having hearing problems. My grandson came home and says, "Don't you love me anymore?" I said, "Well, of course I do. Why?" He says, "We had a track meet that I asked you to come to and you didn't come." That's when I knew I had to do something.
Harvey Patterson lives in Los Angeles with his wife, daughter, and 2 grandsons. He's passionate about everything mechanical, but he's isolated by hearing loss caused by a lifetime of machinery noise.
How important is hearing to your job?
It's pretty important because if a machine in the shop is not working properly, if you know the sounds, you can hear that and stop it before something crashes. There's been times I haven't heard those sounds.
Today, Harvey begins his journey back to the world of hearing, and the excitement is palpable as he gets ready to meet with Dr. Daisy Elwick.
Harvey Patterson.
Yes, that's me.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Hi, Harvey. I'm Daisy. Nice to meet
Hi,
you.
Daisy.
All right, come on back. We're going to get your hearing tested. He has real trouble understanding speech clearly. Very likely it's compounding factors of different things, age-related hearing loss. Harvey has bilateral high-frequency hearing loss. He has trouble hearing his grandson's voice and certain female voices.
Harvey's hearing aids have come in, and Dr. Elwick is waiting to deliver them. What was it like waking up today, Harvey, as you know that you're going in and your life is going to change?
I woke up and I had a big smile.
Did you? And what else are you excited for, Sandy?
The boys to know he can hear them. They thought he just didn't, okay, he just didn't answer. They wanted his attention.
Oh, this is exciting.
Hi, Harvey.
Hi.
Come on in.
Hi, this is my
Nice
wife,
to see
Sandy.
you. Hi, Sandy. Nice
Hi,
to meet you.
nice to meet you.
Come on back. Very simply, the device goes over your ear like this. We'll get the magic started in 1 minute.
I hardly feel.
Let me turn these on for you. Harvey,
Oh my gosh,
how is my voice sounding to you?
it sounds different.
And more importantly, how is this lovely lady's voice sounding to you?
You can hear me?
Say something now.
You're a silly person.
Oh my gosh.
The Signia line is amazing. I've worked with them for over 12 years, which is the span of my career. I thought it was great to try it for Harvey.
It was a big day for Harvey. He had near normal hearing for the first time in decades. He spent the day exploring with his wife, watching his grandson compete in a cross-country meet, and finally we all gathered at Harvey's favorite restaurant to recap the events of the day.
So we spent the day doing weird things. We went to a place to get a sandwich. He ordered his own sandwich. We went to the park.
This is the best gift I've had since I married you.
Oh, thank you.
Stay tuned for the next episode in this series.
I felt alone, and I felt nobody's gonna want to take the time to be there with me. So I'd always kept it as a secret.
Okay, now that was one of the videos that I thought were really is something that we actually see all the time. All right. So later on, when you get out of this hall, all right, we actually have one of our very loyal partners. All right, they are from Bay Audio. All right, so take a free 5-minute hearing check. If you suspect that you do have a hearing loss, please do, all right, have your hearing checked, okay, no obligations. And Janice and her team is out there. They have some sort of exclusive promotion for today only, all right, so please go to the booth and check it out if you were interested to get a pair of devices to help you, or they can also share with you some of the tips on how to communicate better with your family, all right, okay, and these are the locations that they are at, okay, Beishan, Clementi, Bedok, and Red Hill, okay. Now, most importantly, I want you to know that we are in this profession because we want to help people to help themselves. So please help yourself to live a better life by hearing better. Okay? This is the end of my talk.
Thank you so much, Ms. Chong. Due to time constraints, we won't be able to take any questions today.